I'm about to demystify one of the best ways to make money online. And I know that this is true for you as well, because in my first year selling on Amazon, I was able to do about $100,000 at a 30% profit margin. And since then, I've grown my Amazon business into one that does almost $200,000 every single month. And if you're anything like me, you're looking for an effective way to make money online that doesn't involve having a ton of past experience, buying a bunch of ads and doing marketing, or even creating your own products. But these methods aren't just working for me, they're also working for people like Sam and Chris, who have been able to take their Amazon business full-time and ditch the 9 to 5, as well as all the wonderful guys and gals you can see on screen here who are all making money using the method that I'm about to show you. So if you're skeptical so far, that's totally fine. You should be when people online are telling you how you can make money. But let me go ahead and back up what I'm actually saying here and show you how this business works and how you can get set up for yourself. So what you want to do is start looking for big name brand products. Like here, we've got some Converse shoes over here at JD Sports, super popular shoe retailer. And you can see right now they're running a sale where we can buy this pair of shoes for $30. But over on Amazon, that exact same pair of shoes is currently selling for about $62, which means if we're paying $30 for this item, plugging it into our profit calculator right here, this is called SellerAmp, we're going to end up making about $16 profit every single time this pair of shoes sell. And between all the colors and sizes of this popular Converse shoe right here, this is selling over 3,000 times a month. So we're really just scratching the surface of how much profit we could make on this single Amazon listing alone. But these are the types of products you want to be on the lookout for, right? It's not creating some fancy new product using Alibaba. It's literally just selling the name brand products that you see people on the street wearing every single day. All the most popular vitamins, makeups, anything that you want to sell on Amazon, you name it, you can probably sell it. Buying items like this one that we can find at an everyday website and then flip on Amazon, this is called online arbitrage. And it's one of the simplest ways to get started on Amazon because we don't have to do any guesswork and we're just selling products that already sell super well. So be sure you take notes on this video on the step-by-step process we're going to go through here. Dive into it, take action, and be sure that you're not just on a big YouTube binge where you're promising yourself that you're going to start something productive tomorrow. So let's start with the first step, right? The first obvious step with getting set up on Amazon is getting your Amazon seller account. Just go to sell.amazon.com to sign up for a professional seller account. It is $40 a month. That lets you use software, get approved to sell big brands, and it saves you $1 a unit. So if you're watching this video, you're probably serious enough to just go ahead and get that $40 a month plan. And so now that you've seen an example of a quick winner that you could sell on Amazon, I want to go ahead and address the next question that I hear all the time from beginners, and that's simply, what should I sell? So obviously the first product we were looking at there, stuff like shoes and clothes, that's some of my personal favorites because you can find tons of different websites. Most brands like Converse, Adidas, Puma, all of those shoe brands, they have tons of different websites all across the internet where you can buy those brands. And when you have a lot of different websites competing to sell the same thing, there's going to be some awesome sales, coupons, promotions, all that kind of stuff. And all of those things make us super, super profitable as an Amazon seller. I would also recommend selling grocery products if you're able to successfully source those products, because especially as a beginner, I know you might be concerned about returns and the headaches that are involved with selling on Amazon. But the nice part about the grocery category is that there are no returns allowed. So you tend to stay about as profitable as you're expecting to versus categories that might have more returns. You can have some unexpected losses pop up, where with groceries, it's very consistent. I also see a lot of new Amazon sellers have success selling beauty products or vitamin products, really just anything that you use a lot around the house. And ideally, it's the type of product that people already know what they want. So typically people already know that they want the certain fish oil vitamin, or they know that they're a certain shade of makeup. And especially with those two categories, that's another great one where you can find a lot of awesome website sales, coupons, and some other discount methods for you to be able to get your products super cheap that I'll be diving into later in this video. But honestly, the biggest thing to remember if you're still trying to figure out what to sell is that it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. When you're buying products on Amazon, we're buying and selling data. We very rarely care about what the product itself looks like. As a 24-year-old guy, I never expected to know so much about makeups and all this kind of stuff, but if it's going to make me tens of thousands of dollars in profit, I'll take it. Since the products themselves don't really matter, let me show you what you want to look for in a winning product. Here's what the data is going to look like on a winning item, right? So I pull up this as a quick example of why selling name brand products is so valuable on Amazon. And it's because we can already predict exactly how fast our products are going to sell. See, here's just some kitchen pans right here. And this is where your first paid tool for selling on Amazon will come into play. This is our product research tool, SellerAmp. And in this example, it helps us immediately identify how fast this product is selling. In this case, about 417 times a month. So when you're out here trying to start a business, you don't want to have to guess how much to buy. You don't want to have to guess how fast your items might sell. Selling these products with established demand takes that out of the equation. So the only thing you have to worry worry about is getting items as cheap as possible. And when you're looking at the data on these products, be sure to look for a couple important things. The first of these is the BSR that shows up over here. That is the best sellers rank, which means the closer it is to 1, the closer it is to the fastest selling item in that category. The lower the better. I typically like to look for that BSR to be under 150,000. And the estimated sales are also going to be correlated to that best sellers rank. In this case, it sells about 400 times a month. I like to make sure that my products are selling at least 30 times a month for it to be worth my time. And then as profit goes, I like to make sure that there is both $3 profit and at least a 35% return on investment when I buy products. Basically, anytime I spend $1, I want to be able to make at least $1.35 back. And typically that's going to come back to me anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks later. And so this next part that I'm going to give away to you held me back as an Amazon seller for super long. I would have been able to hit $100,000 at least twice as fast if somebody had told me how to get ungated to sell these big name brand products. Because when I first started about 5 years ago, there was very little good information about selling on Amazon. So I was just selling used books, anything I could get my hands on. And a lot of people aren't willing to share the secrets behind getting approved to sell the big name brands. But let's say you want to go ahead and get ungated in brands like Converse or that kitchen brand that we were looking at. All you need to do to get approved to sell these brands is be sure you buy at least 10 units from your supplier, in this case, JD Sports. And when you buy those 10 units, your supplier is going to send you an invoice with your personal information on it, as well as that product information. Make sure that your personal information matches the information that you gave Amazon when you signed up for your account. Submit that to Amazon as an ungating application. And then typically within a day or two, they'll either approve you or they'll deny you and explain what else they want to see in your documentation. I have a full free guide walking you through every step of the process. If you want to see me screen share, show you how to do all that good stuff, there's a video on the channel that you can check out. But I really wish someone had told me that you could get ungated to sell brands just using everyday retail websites. That would have made me way more money back in the day. So take that massive gem and make sure you act on it today. Another major aspect of selling on Amazon that confuses beginners is the fees. So let's go ahead and dive into the fees on this Converse shoe here in this case, and I'll show you how it works. And if you have a profit calculator, SellerAmp, it's going to do all this math for you. But just so you're aware of where these fees are actually going, and so you can decide if they're reasonable or not, here's the basic gist, right? So down here, we can break down all of our total fees into each individual fee. So that's going to be everything from paying the referral fee. This is the fee that Amazon charges for basically finding your customer for you. In my mind, paying 15% for them to find a customer for me seems fairly reasonable. It'd probably be a lot more expensive than that to find a customer on my own website. The fulfillment by FBA fee. This is the fee that we pay Amazon FBA to handle all of the shipping of this item for us. So basically how this would work is if I buy these pairs of shoes, I would typically go ahead and send them into Amazon FBA. And then once that item arrives at Amazon FBA, they're able to check it in, get it onto the shelf. This fulfillment fee right here is what I'm going to pay Amazon for them to take it off the shelf and ship it off to the customer for me, provide customer service, all that good stuff. And the nice part is this $592 also includes the shipping from the Amazon fulfillment center to the initial customer. The only shipping that you need to worry about paying is the inbound shipping to Amazon FBA. In this case, I usually have my shipping estimated on my SellerAmp settings at about 60 cents a pound. That's a typical rate that you'll pay to ship into Amazon since they have great negotiated rates for us. And I really like having that fee baked in on my SellerAmp account here so that I can make sure I'm actually profitable and I'm not forgetting about any of those little expenses that can add up as an Amazon seller. So now I know what you're probably thinking. If it was so easy, why wouldn't everyone else be doing it? And I'm going to tell you that a lot of the online gurus won't. Selling on Amazon is hard. You need to have a strong work ethic. You need to be able to problem solve. But if you're able to do those things, it is super, super worth it. And one of the biggest examples of that problem solving that you need to have is being able to find your items cheaper than anyone else. Because the Amazon sellers who fail are not going the extra mile to find every possible way that they can get inventory as cheap as they can. So let me show you a quick example here. And this is some major sauce, especially if you're a brand new Amazon seller. Most people are not taking advantage of this, but there's two really easy ways to add extra margin to your business that other sellers are probably not doing so that you can be making money where other people aren't, right? So the first thing I want to show you, this is called Card Bear. This site lets you buy a discounted gift card at any site that you found a profitable item at. So let's say you're sourcing products at adidas.com, for example. We could go ahead and press Adidas right there. And then this is going to show us of a few trusted discounted gift card providers, who has the best cash back rates for the day. And in this case, we can see that right away, we can buy a $500 gift card for $475. We can also go up in here and create our own $250 gift cards where we're immediately getting extra money back just because we went that extra mile and saved 5% on our buy cost, for example. And now not all websites will have this opportunity, but pretty much every trusted website will have the opportunity for you to earn cash back, especially in this example, JD Sports, where we sourced those profitable Converse shoes from. What this tool is going to let us do is compare all the different cash back providers on the internet and shows us who's going to give us the most percent of our money back. So for example, today, when we go ahead and buy those Converse sneakers profitably, I want to go ahead and check out through Top Cashback. This is a free service. And when I do that, I'm going to get another 7% of my $30 per unit that I'm spending back into my account. And then you can get this paid out as a check through gift cards, however you want to do it. And when you're figuring out where to actually look for these profitable products, there's three major places that I want to show you where you can look. The first way, and probably the most useful for finding items like those shoes we found profitably, is going to be sites like Retail Me Not. Really, any website that you find that lists a ton of coupon codes. Go ahead and find a category of websites that you're hoping to get into. For example, if you want to sell beauty and personal care items, we can go ahead and start scrolling through websites like this. And you can see, for example, I can get 40% off on Thrive Cosmetics. It looks like websites like Kohl's and Macy's are also running coupon codes today. So anytime there's a website running a deal like this, that creates an opportunity for you to find massive sales on profitable items like these shoes. And make sure you're especially on the lookout for these website deals during major holidays. So think Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, Black Friday. All of these dates are massive opportunities. And especially during days like Black Friday, I've literally spent $30,000+ in a single day on profitable inventory. Another place that you can look for profitable products, and this is a little bit higher level, but if you're someone who has a good amount of money to invest into your Amazon business, you might also consider buying from local wholesalers. So for example, here I've just gone ahead and Googled grocery distributors Miami. It's a really good idea to just start reaching out to the local distributors in your area, especially if they're in a niche that you want to focus on. So let's say you're in Miami here. A simple Google search shows us a ton of potential distributors who might be able to sell us big popular brands that sell super well on Amazon. We're going to be able to get pricing sheets from these distributors listing everything they have, what their prices are, and then you can just go ahead and dive into those product listings using a tool like SellerAmp, so you can figure out, compared to the prices that they want to charge, am I actually going to be able to make money on Amazon? The third place that you can start looking for products to sell is the simplest way, but I would say it's the least scalable way if you want to build a long-term business. But it is a fantastic way to start getting some sales under your belt and really get some hands-on experience. And that's simply by just going out to your local Marshalls, Adidas outlet, Walmart clearance aisle, anywhere near you. There's really cheap items sitting on the shelf. You can use those opportunities to find items that are massively more expensive on Amazon. And then once you're at these stores, you can go ahead and use the SellerAmp app. Just go ahead and shake it. And then that's going to allow you to scan the barcode like I'm doing right here. And then once that barcode is scanned, it's going to show me a ton of product data about that item, very similar to the information that we can see online, except you can do it all on the go. And when I scan this pack of cards in this example, we can see that product is selling super well on Amazon a couple thousand times a month. We can also see all the other data that we need to see, including the historical charts. So this is a really useful feature that you can also see on the computer, but it shows me the price and sales rank over time. And in this example, I can see that pretty recently, these were like 29 bucks on Amazon. I can see back here during February, they were 20 bucks. I can also look down here at the bottom chart and I can see the new seller count changing over time. So in this example, we can see a really classic item where as the seller count went way down, the price started shooting way up, where now there's between 0 to 1 sellers on this item. We know that we could consistently charge $29 for this product. Using retail arbitrage, where you're driving to the physical store, is a fantastic way to make your first few $1,000s in true profit. But as you want to make more and more money, it's going to be difficult. Keep driving to the stores. You'll want to figure out a way to source it on websites or big wholesalers. So if you're wanting to get started, I also want to go ahead and give you a super transparent checklist of the things that you'll actually need to get started. Let's go ahead and break that down. Take a screenshot of this, write it down on your notepad, whatever you want to do. But first, we obviously need some money. I would really suggest you have at least $1,000 to start selling on Amazon. I had about $1,500 and it gave me a little bit of flexibility, test out different products and buy a couple different things. If you have less than that, I'd recommend probably putting in a few more hours at the job, I'll be honest with you, as well as trying to resell really cheap items on the side. Think used books, VCR players, video games, anything that you can find at like thrift stores and yard sales. As far as monthly charges, there's really not too many that you want to have right away. You want to keep your business as lean as possible. You're going to need the Amazon seller account. You're going to need a SellerAmp account. And then you'll also probably want to use a tool called Keepa. And that allows us to dive into some more advanced data. You can get away without Keepa for a month or two, but you'll really want to have it down the line. If you watch any of the full product research videos on the channel, you'll see why you need Keepa. You may also want to consider getting an LLC for your business. This isn't a requirement. I didn't have an LLC when I started, but if you have any personal assets that you want to protect, a good idea to go ahead and get an LLC set up. But also keep in mind that I'm just a guy on the internet and you should talk to a CPA before you do any formal company formation. So on top of those three things, you'll also want a couple hard supplies. This is going to be stuff like poly bags. Just get clear poly bags where you can put your items inside. You can buy those in variety packs on Amazon. You also want a tape gun and some tape so you can tape it up, send off your boxes to Amazon. You'll also want to get what's called FN SKU labels or 30 up labels. Those are the size labels you'll need for your custom barcodes when you label items to ship them into Amazon FBA. You'll also want 4x6 shipping labels. You can get those for free from UPS if you have a business account. You can also buy them super cheap on Amazon. Make sure you have boxes to send products off to Amazon. I usually buy my big boxes at Walmart or Lowe's. And then if I'm ever buying items where I plan to ship them directly to the customers instead of Amazon FBA, I'll typically buy those smaller boxes on Uline. You also need some kind of printer, whether it's a label printer, something like a Polono label printer. You can get those for pretty cheap on Amazon, or while you're first starting, you can just use a printer you already have around the house if you have one. One of the coolest things about running your Amazon business in the long run, though, is now that you understand the fundamentals, I want to quickly mention 2 ways that you're going to be able to turn your Amazon side hustle into a real business. My business is almost entirely run by people who do all the work for me. I spend about 30 minutes a day on my business that does about $2 million a year on Amazon. And that's all because of things like prep centers, where you can partner with warehouses across the country, small businesses who charge you $1 to $2 a unit for you to ship all of your products to them, and then they'll ship to Amazon on your behalf. The nice part about this is if you live in a state with really high sales tax, you can partner with someone in a state with no sales tax, and a lot of times you're just paying a small business less money than you would have to pay in sales tax. So you save money and those fees get to go to a small business instead of Uncle Sam. You can also leverage hiring people like I've been able to do with virtual assistants, or you can also just hire friends and family that you have if they want to help you throw stuff in boxes, help you find products. I've had a lot of success doing both. I have friends and family helping me ship some stuff in all the time. And I also have a team of virtual assistants in the Philippines that are finding all my products for me. You might not want to jump into both of those things right away, but I just want to cast a little bit of vision for what's possible in the long run if you stick to it on Amazon. So if you want to take this a step further and see all of my in-depth strategies, I host free live classes to show you all my favorite high-powered ways to source products, including some stuff that I don't even share here on YouTube. So if you're ready to sell your first $10,000 on Amazon as soon as possible, go ahead and register for the free class down below in the description. Even if it's after May 8th, we do these every couple weeks. So go ahead and get signed up for the class and I'll see you there. But I hope you got a ton of value from watching this video. Please go take action on this video. Don't get stuck in a YouTube rabbit hole. Don't get stuck in information paralysis. Also, let me know down below if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. Super happy to answer those. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, the like button on your way out if you want to add a little bit of value back to my business. We're helping your business out today. I would really appreciate that. But I really appreciate you watching this video. And if you want to see me source products live for 20 minutes and make over $600 in net profit, go ahead and click the video right here.